You have such a beautiful voice. I'm curious,
Oh,
how do you tend to describe the music you make? Is there a genre you feel you fall into even?
I think yeah, I think it's it's rooted in well, pop music, but it's also it's soul music really. I think it's always a weird one. I call it distinctly soul music. I think it's just music that it's a um type of music I like to make basically, and it's definitely inspired by a lot of American music. you know.
Who are some of the artists then that influenced you when you were growing up?
Well, I listen to all sorts really. Listen to Beatles classic growing up. Sort of got into them dead early on, and just listening to the radio, and then yeah, got into the Beatles heavy, and um, it was sort of like I started listening to everyone they were kind of influenced by, and I realized that they listened to a lot of found out about a lot about the music coming over on the ships from America, and they were influenced by a lot of American music, a lot of Motown and soul music, and those artists, Black American music, and it was just, and then I came sort of infatuated with that sound, and and it was Wrecking Crew as well. There's so much in that world, and I just got completely besotted by that sound, and I don't know the um the level of honesty in that music and the way it made you feel and everything, really.
Why Cry is gorgeous. Where did the inspiration for this come from?
The inspiration for the tune itself, it kind of is spurred out of I was writing with a friend. We wanted something. We were sort of just jamming ideas for a while, and it didn't really take lyrical shape for a little while. It was sort of we had like a conga pattern that was rolling, and we were sort of just jamming some chords, and we were like, "Oh, these really feel." You sort of when you do that when you're writing, when you play some stuff, you sort of jamming something in the room, and then you sing, you mumble melodies and things like that, and eventually something kind of strikes where you're like, "Oh, I'm definitely feeling that as a thing," and then the words on this occasion followed suit, and then yeah, it sort of opened up something emotionally about that, and then yeah, it was because it was a song that initially felt optimistic, but then lyrically it kind of went in a different direction, and it's kind of about like loss and things like that, which is obviously quite like a tough subject matter, but it's yeah, I feel it struck the right emotion for the kind of things I was hearing.
What kind of fan response have you already been receiving to this?
It's been really nice, to be honest. It's always like you know, as you go in, as you're progressing as an artist, I feel like um the I don't know, I felt like it's building a little bit, and it was like it's the first of sort of many in the kind of that vein of sound where I feel like sonically it's moving forward. So I was a bit apprehensive at first, but you kind of got to go off. I was like more excited for people to hear it rather than being worried, and everyone's been so supportive, like who's listened to it, and it's been really really sweet, the response to it so far.
You touched a bit on how you created this particular song, but is that the way that you tend to always write the songs you make, or is there a different pattern that you take with each tune you craft?
I think yeah, though, completely. There's a lot of times where I'll just sit and write at a guitar, I'll sit and just play and knock stuff around, but and then yeah, in this case it was a collaborating with someone. Is someone who collaborates, Sam Rabet. I collaborate with him quite a lot recently and over the years, and we've done a few tunes together. And yeah, we just happen to jam over a certain thing that's more sort of coming to something musically a bit more. You tend to, when you're working with someone else, you might want to use drums, or you might want to start with a beat or something that gets a certain feeling. So it really is different every time. And like I was saying before, it's different. Sometimes I might have lyrical ideas before I have melodies, but this was in a case where it's a melody first and then lyrics. More often than not, it's melody before lyrics. But, and then because they tend to, like, melodies kind of just fall out of you, whereas lyrics, I kind of like to spend a bit. Initial lyrics, you tend to get like a mumble and then transcribe your mumble, basically.
It sounds like you're also very hands-on when it comes to the production side of the music you make. Why is that so important for you?
I think I don't think, well, there's a producer who worked on this record, but yeah, I think with this type of music, I feel like I play instruments, and that's like a background I'm from, and it's a very specific sound I kind of want to dial in. So it's like there's certain things that certain instruments do in the music like that I love and listen to that I kind of want to take influence from. So I'm sort of that's like a big part of it, the sound, So it's like I think to have that dialed in is quite important.
Why I Cry is a great follow-up to Punchin'. And
Oh,
is this a prelude then to maybe a full-length album or an EP for the new year even?
well, that's it. Yeah, so we're going to be rolling out some stuff pretty soon, and I've got like quite a fair bit to announce coming, which I'm super excited about. I've released like a fair bit of material up until now as well, but yeah, this feels like a sonic something that's a bit more sonically coherent throughout. Because everything else has prior has kind of been singles, or the EP had a bit of a running to it thread. It's working with a few different people on a few different things, whereas this has been it's been very collaborative as well, the writing process of it. But I think the recording aspect of it was kind of all done in one place. So that was a real treat. First time I've ever done that. So
You're headed out here on tour shortly with some new dates just recently announced, actually, for
yeah,
LA
five
even.
o'clock a few hours ago.
What can fans expect from a live MT Jones performance?
I hope they enjoy it. Honesty, and I kind of a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I kind of do. I give it beans. Hopefully, I sing my heart out. That's the and yeah, and I hope they just like get a good get a good feeling when they come to the gigs, and yeah, I hope they just enjoy the songs and enjoy the night, and yeah, it's all love. So let's just try and make it about that.
Is there particular songs that you enjoy playing most live? Are there even covers that you tend to do?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, live I enjoy playing. It's weird. There's certain slow ones which I really enjoy playing. And then so there's like All I Do I really like playing because that's a bit more familiar with some people. And I love playing a song called Put Me Through as well. That's got like a very kind of like Curtis Mayfield-esque edge to it. So it's got a fast kind of thing going. And that's like a good one to play with a band. So it'll be my first time in the US playing with, first time in LA playing with a band, which I've done a few shows in Nashville with a band, and that's been great. But I can't. I just love playing with a band as well in the UK, and I just like playing with other musicians, basically.
Who are some artists then that you would love to collaborate with on the future?
Oh, the list, I mean, is endless. To be honest, I love collaborating with people. Obviously, classics. Dream would be Stevie Wonder, obviously, but that's never said. But he's like, he's
Well,
a hero.
dream to
I
dream.
went to, yeah, I went to see him a couple of months ago, for the second time actually. I saw him when I was like 11, and then I saw him again a couple of months ago, and he's still flawless. So that was pretty amazing. So he'd be number one for sure.
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and manifest, manifest, manifest.
Yeah, same.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music you continue to make?
I would just say thank you. It's one of those. It's like the most sincere thank you possible. There's a lot of music out there, and it's like when people respond to music and people listen, it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff there, so it's like for people to listen and take the time to listen in such a busy world. Also it's a feels like a real privilege. And to be traveling and doing music, it's the best, basically.